The vertical lookup is able to look up a value in a specified range. The specifics about the vertical one is that the lookup values in the range are vertically aligned, which is different from the horizontal one, where the lookup values are of course horizontally aligned in the lookup range. Let's have a look at the syntax first of all for the vertical lookup. It's equal to VLOOKUP, and then first of all we specify the value which we will be looking for in the range here, and the next one would be the table array or the range where we want to look for the specific value. Then in that array we specify, okay, what is the column number where we want to return the specific value from. And the last one is quite important, is if we want to return an exact match, then we need to put in false. And if we want to put in or return an approximate match, we put in true over here. Let's have a look at a small example down here first of all. So what we got here is a couple of invoices over here. We have a bonus percentage, and we have a sales over here, which is blank right now. And then of course a calculation, bonus percentage multiplied by the sales over here. So we want to find the bonus for the different invoices over here. In table 2, the second input table over here, we have again the different invoices. So you see there should be a match between those two invoices here, and then the sales. So we are actually missing the sales in table 1 over here. Of course, we can look up the invoice over here, which is specific and unique, and then return the sales. Let's have a look at our first helper cell. So that would correspond to the first cell up here. The lookup value is, of course, the invoice which we want to look up in the table array over here. So this one is looking up in the beginning of the table array over here in the orange one and looking at AB 239, which would be this one down here. Then we need to specify what value, if it's found over there, what value do we want to return? Do we want to return Denmark, or do we want to return sales? And that is defined by the column number index, and of course that's the sales, because we need sales over here, right? So that would correspond to 1, 2, 3. So column number 3. Then we need to specify, do we need to find an exact match, or do we need to find an approximate match? So if we couldn't find the invoice number over here and just put in an approximate match, it would just pick the one which is closest to the invoice number which we're searching for. But we wanted an exact match. It doesn't make any sense to have an approximate match here. So we put in false. Let's try to build it over here based on the information down here. So it will look like, okay, equal to VLOOKUP. There you go. And the lookup value, we wanted to search for the invoice number, of course. The table array would be the orange over here. So it starts up here and then it's searching for the invoice numbers down here. And then we want to return, that was the sale, so that will correspond to column 1, 2, 3. There we go, 3, and we want an exact match. So we put in false. Excel will put it in here. So there you go. And if you look at it, does it work? Yes, the sales AB 239. Let's just check. Oh yes, it works. It's 400. So it's looking up a specific value over here. Let's just put in the correct references so we're able to drag it across. The first one was the lookup value. Of course, we want that one to be copied down as we copied it across down as well. So the reference, it's only the column we don't want to move, so we leave that one. What about the table array? Shouldn't be moving anywhere, right? So absolute references for that one. This one, of course, it's just fixed basically. And let's just copy it down now. There you go. So let's see if it works. Let's check the total one. It's 2,450, I can see that. And the sales over here is 2,450. So luckily we found all the information we need over here. And you see it's just looked up that invoice in that table over here, returned that sales. That's basically how the vertical lookup functions.